Hi, this is Connie Carey, your Business Law 2212 instructor, and I am here to talk about Unit 4, the last unit that we do. Unit 4 covers Chapter 46, starts with Chapter 46, and we survey antitrust law. Antitrust law will be discussed a lot in your future education. It's also on the CPA exam. It's always an interesting question, and it's not as straightforward as it seems as to what is a monopoly, what is a tying arrangement, and what's not. Because courts have always an interesting twist on how antitrust law is really regulated in the United States. So that's Chapter 46. Chapters 47, 48, and 49 survey property. Chapter 47 starts out with personal property, which is anything that's not attached to the land or is not a fixture. It's always a contradiction because you can move houses today. They just moved one about a half a mile from where I live, but houses are still considered real property, so that's kind of the exception. Chapter 47 gets into lost, mislaid, and abandoned property, which always becomes a question if the property is valuable. We'll also discuss at the end of Chapter 47 the innkeeper law, where what happens if you lose something valuable or someone steals something valuable from you, your hotel room. Every state, including good old Illinois, have laws that limit the liability of the hotel because there's either a safe in your room or a safe in the lobby. Chapter 47 lastly discusses bailments and the various types of bailments. What happens when you take your coat to the dry cleaner? What happens when you take your car to the mechanic or you rent a car? There's various laws covering the rights and liabilities of bailments. Chapter 48 discusses real property and the various terms involved in real property, deeds, covenants, zoning. Chapter 49, I think, is more straightforward and more familiar. It just discusses landlord-tenant law. And finally, Unit 4 ends with a discussion of wills and trusts, Chapter 52. More than half of Americans die without a will, but we should, none of us are getting out of here alive, so we should think about getting a will because it's the best way to make sure that your assets go to whomever you want. Chapter 52 also discusses living wills. So what happens if, I'm not being crass, but we become, in a vegetative state, who's going to pull the plug, if anybody? That's become a big issue in every state, but particularly Illinois. Each chapter has an assignment. It's the same routine. And then at the end, there is a multiple choice question. There's multiple choice test. Make sure also the deadline for Unit 4 is May 13th. You've all been great about the deadlines, really, really good. Make sure that May 13th it really is the last day because I have to get grades into the registrar's office. If you want to do an incomplete, because this is an 8-week class, you only have to do 2 out of the 4 units. However, you have to let me know in writing via email that you are going to do an incomplete. I generally give about a month to finish the class. If you don't finish the class, College of DuPage automatically turns your grade into an F, which you don't want because once you get that on your record, that's not a good thing, as you well know. So let me know if you want an incomplete, and you and I will discuss how much time you need to finish the class. You should do the extra credit also too. The extra credit, even if the grade book doesn't show it, will help your grade immensely. It will be added on to the end, and I will adjust it, and it will definitely help your grade. So that's it. That's what I have to say. I'm here to help. Please email me, call me, text me, and hopefully too, for any of you who have had qualms about taking an internet class, you have learned a lot, and I have facilitated the process. Take care.